Hey everybody, Rick here with Hit and Run Candlesticks. Today's date is April 19th, 2021. It's Monday and the market has closed. Hey, I want to reach out and say thanks to everybody's support. I have taken a couple weeks off from putting some videos out here. And my wife and I even took a nice little vacation to the beach. We still were in the trading room. Just want to reach out and say thank you to everybody. So let's take a look at some charts, and I do want to remind everybody, let's see here, we are, that remind members and trial members, it's in your benefit, it's important if you want it, to download the app that we have for members and trial members, so that when we find charts that we like, we'll send them out on that alert, and you can get them on your smartphone no matter where you are, and you do not have to be in the trading room. So that is a huge benefit for you if you want it. So please download the app. If you have questions or troubles with it, just send us an email and we'll help you out there, okay? And jeepers, I just about forgot. Huge congratulations to the two separate people. $500 Amazon gift cards that we gave away Friday night at the computer drawing. And a monster congratulations to the winner of the $3,200 computer with monitors and a stand that we gave away Friday night. So everybody keep your eyes open, ears open. We'll be sending emails out for the next drawing. So hang tight. We'll get you some information on the next one, okay? All right, let's get serious and look at some charts now. So I've got the SPY up. And I truly believe we're getting a little too high up here, and it's just about time for a little bit of a pullback. The thing of it is, we just don't have the signal quite yet. We could go a little bit higher. We could consolidate a little bit. We could even dip a little bit from today. But I'm not sure that this is where the pullback starts. However, I do think some warning signs are starting to show up. And we talked about that in the trading room today. Now, we do have these three bars right here, and this is a daily chart. These three bars are giving us an evening star, which would be a bearish type candlestick pattern. The problem is we don't have follow through. We need to have follow through from these three candles, and price is still holding on above the T line. So because of that, I'm going to have to remain slightly to the bullish side, but with a ton of caution, So let's be a little careful going forward, and well, we'll just keep an eye on that, okay? Take a look at VXX. We did pop up today, but we also pulled back. We did not close above the T line. So I'm not sure that this is ready to go yet. If we start to see that follow through, then we'll send alerts out on this to members and trial members that have downloaded the app. We'll definitely send out alerts, and of course you'll be alerted in the trading room, but also on your smartphone. So anyway, I'm watching this pretty closely. If we do start to fail, then we'll look for something down into the mid 400 range, and then we'll kind of go from there. But even on a slight pullback, it's still a bullish chart. Charts are allowed to pull back. Okay, so let's look at a few charts for possible trading here. Let's take a look at FUTU. That's just a really good looking chart. Great price action today, and then you can see that we broke out over that little downtrend there. So typically what we're going to do is we're going to put the buy box on here, and something a little different, something that we've been talking about in the trading room, is also maybe stops and where we put the stops. And I'll post some of those as well in the app for members and trial members. So as I'm looking at this, I'm going to go ahead and get this one out of the way. There we go. As I'm looking at this, I certainly wouldn't like it below this, whatever this is here, below 142.10. I wouldn't like it below that. But honestly, as I look at this, I don't even want it to get near that area. So I'm going to come up here to probably right in this area, right in that area there, whatever that is here. Let's see, around 153.40. Now, the problem with this chart, it's pretty volatile. Even if we just boxed it in, put the buy box at the top and right in here, you're looking at 16% if you bought it, at the top here. So depending on where it's bought, even if we buy it, then we'll adjust that stop. And again, we'll post that in the app. But right now, this is probably the buy box that I would use right in here. This morning, pre-market, we talked about Clover Health. Nice chart. I love the price action here. I love the chart pattern that it created. Up, back, up, and then here we are, up again. So over the 50-period moving average, I would probably look at that as bullish, so above $9.10. Again, we're going to want to set that up, and something like this is what I would look for. Nice little pullback inside this box area. 910 would probably be my stop area, and that's just slightly below today's candle and right at these highs. So as we buy this, it's really hard until the market gets going where exactly one's going to buy it. Are we going to buy it up here and use a little over 16% stop? I don't think so. So we're going to have to wait for this to pull back and get into this area here, below 970 if we're going to use that 910 stop. On the other hand, if we, we'll follow price, we'll watch the price action, and maybe we buy it up into here, but we're going to have to raise that stop up a little bit. So this is another terrific reason to download that app so you get those alerts. So you'll know that if it's bought, or even if we just like the trade, even if we don't buy it, if we like the trade, I'll post it out there, and I'll post, when I post, what it looks like at that time and where I think a possibility for a stop is. Of course, I encourage everyone to make your own judgment calls on the chart before you place an order. VLDR is setting up. Looks to me like we have a nice little double bottom formed here. We rallied up, nice pullback. Bulls are stepping in. Good little rounded bottom. Looks terrific. So we've got about 11, almost 12%. Not very much space, but a lot of percent to the 50-period moving average right in here. So this is another one that I like for maybe an inside buy. We'll put that stop on there. Pretty volatile though. It seems like I've picked up some volatile charts for the watch list here today. But look at that, from the top to the bottom, 8.75%. So depending on where it's bought, we'll adjust that stop so that it's a bit more reasonable in here. We don't know where we're going to buy it until we get the alert tomorrow. And when we get the alert, then I'll send the alert out to the members and trial members. PBR, another one setting up. Nice little morning star signal here. We came right up to the 50-period moving average and pulled back. Now, I'm not too worried about the pullback here. I like the chart pattern. So what we're going to do is do the same old thing. I do the same old thing over and over and over. And it gives me the buy area. It also can give me that stop area. So here's a nice chart where actually what I think I'm going to do is come up here to this gap area, and let's pull this down like this. So now what we can see, I think I'm going to go to right here. And let's go ahead and get rid of that blue line. See that 20.75%? So that's showing me the possible reward on this. And then what we'll do is we'll put another box in here like that. And if bought inside this area, we're looking at about a 5% risk. Of course, if it's bought high up here, then we're looking at the full 5%. But if it's bought halfway down, we're looking at about 2.5% risk. Again, we'll watch for the buy candle or reason to buy in this area here. Cody is also setting up. I love the dojis all the way down here to the Trendicator, and then pop, we go up. Nice little pullback, nice little flag right in here. That's pretty nice. So let's go take a look at a weekly chart. And if we look at that weekly chart, you can see that there's these tops up here. So let's put that green box in there like that. We're just gonna put it right on that high. And then we're gonna go back to the daily chart. We'll see about tuning this up maybe for the daily. There we are. So we're looking at 42% from this bottom up to this top. So if we come in here and adjust this just a little bit and say, let's go right here. We'll go right under that camera. Remember, that's 42% there. So let's put the buy box in here, something like this. There we go. There we are. So we're going to go a little bit higher. We might look at a max, if bought all the way at the top, of about 4.3% risk. And again, that 42% possible reward up to the top here. Alley's also looking pretty good. Nice little rally up, nice little consolidation. If we take a look at the weekly, you can see we're making some all-time new highs. So how high can it go? Well, that's exactly right. How high can it go? It can go awfully high. It can go, as long as the buyers are still pushing this, well, it can certainly go high. So what we're going to do is follow the price action up. So far we have 4 bars of consolidation right here. So we're going to do something like that right in there. And yeah, we'll use today's low. We're going to go a little bit higher here. Yeah, a little bit higher. So if bought at this high spot, we're going to be looking at about 4.2% risk. Reward, again, we're at all-time new highs, so it can go as high as the buyers want to push it. So we'll watch for this, see if this starts moving up. This may be a buy on a breakout. And you know what? If it's bought on a breakout, I honestly, the more I look at this, the more I think I'm going to adjust that stop up here. In fact, I'm going to use the body of today. I think that would be fair. Just looking at these candles, touch, bottom of this candle, bottom of this body. So if bought at the very high up here, which, we're just looking at a breakout. I don't really care much about this candle's high. We're looking at about 2.4% to 4.5% maybe, depending exactly where it's bought for risk. How about Kellogg here? Kellogg is setting up. A few members in the trading room, I think, picked this up today. This might turn out to be a nice trade. We've got a J-hook setting up. Of course, it has to break out before it can actually be called a J-hook. Weekly chart, we're sitting right here at that 50-period moving average. So if we were to come in here and let's put a line, just, these tops right in here. And then let's put a line up here. I think that's pretty good. Something like that. And now we can put the buy box in there, or risk reward box, let's call it that. So we'll, how about that right there? So we put that risk reward box in there, and we're going to go with today's low. I think that's pretty fair. with today's low. So there we are. A little bit of a breakout. About 2% risk, 12.5% all the way to the top up here, which about halfway on that first little stop out. So that gives some idea of the possible reward on a swing trade versus the risk. Cisco is still setting up. Cisco here, there's the weekly chart. And if we look at this top, price coming up and to challenge this top back over here, mid 2019, let's put a little line up there like that. And that's where we're going to start our box. So let's go back to the daily like that. And we'll do something there. All right, there we go. So with Cisco, I'm looking at $58 and some change for possible reward, about 11, maybe 11.5% risk, depending on where you buy it, depending on where you close it. That's the reward area. Now let's look at the buy area. And this is probably what I would be looking at. And I'm not going to use so much today's candle as Friday's candle here. So we're going to do a little bit of a breakout. We don't mind, paying a little bit higher. But I don't want it to start trading or close below Friday's candles low. So that's giving us max of about, we'll call it 2%. We'll round it to 2% risk. And we're looking at about 11.5% reward on that. Again, if we buy this or if we think it's setting up, I'll post it out there on that app for the trial members and members. And when I post it, I'll put something like, hey, this is a pretty good looking chart. It's setting up with a stop approximately. Boom. There we go. ASO. Nice little rally up. Looks like we're consolidating here. You can clearly see the little downtrend here, and then let's put a line up right there for the uptrend. There certainly were buyers today. Maybe we look at the breakout on a buy. Maybe we look at a little bit of a breakout, some consolidation in here. And I think what we'll do is put the buy box, something like that. I might have to rethink this one. Let's see, all-time highs. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I want the breakout. So with a breakout here, I think we'll do something like that right there. So we'll be looking for that breakout. It'll be this area that we're looking for. Right now, 6.3% risk, depending exactly where you buy it. If you buy at the high, this very high, that's the 6.3% risk. And, well, I think we're just going to have to watch it. I like the price action. I like the dojis Thursday and Friday here. This is Monday's candle today. So we start to see some follow through. I want to see a rest in there. We may actually be able to tighten this up a little bit. I think I will. You know what? I'm going to put it like that. We'll tighten that up a little bit. We're looking for a buy in this area, maybe closer to this trend line right there. A little closer to that trend line. So we'll see if it doesn't get up there and then walk quietly to the right just a little bit. AA is setting up. AA's had a nice move to the upside. I could absolutely clearly see where people might have bought this above that 33.60 area. We're right in the buy box right now. So let's put that in there. Using 33.60, you're looking at 9% risk from the top. Of course, if it's bought a little bit lower on a little bit of a rest or pullback, then that would limit that risk a little bit. We'll look at the weekly chart here. If we take a look at the weekly, I do, right about there. Let's put a line in there. Just using peaks and valleys, places where there's lots of touches and where bulls and bears have had an argument. So let's look at that 45 area, 45.10 area as a possible target. I'm going to move this out of the way now. And let's put our box in there like that right there. And there we go. Let's move this over. That's pretty good there. And I think what I'm going to do is using the top of this body here for price to rest on. That's perfectly fine. So we're looking, you know, from today's candle up, we're looking at about 26%. In a perfect world, I would like a little rest, a little consolidation. So let's put the buy box down there like that. Let's see if this doesn't pull back a little bit. And if it does, maybe we can get something in here and get that risk down there a little bit. Whoops, this is a weekly chart. Darn it. Darn. Sorry about that. Let me make some adjustments here. There we go. There we go. That looks better there. So nice little percentage up into here. Let's see if this doesn't pull back. And I would, I think in a perfect world, not knowing what tomorrow or the next day is going to give us, I think we'll look at something in this area right here as a buy. And there we go. So if bought at this very top, you're looking at 10% risk with a 36% reward from this bottom, which that's probably, well, this is the trade area here. Let's make sure we get that stop a little bit tighter. Now, of course, if it's bought and it just starts taking off, you know, something we can always bring this up and use maybe today's candle's low, and that really shrinks that risk down a little bit. The last one I have is CNX sitting up pretty nice. Let's get rid of that. Here we are up. Nice little push to the downside, and now we push a little bit higher. So I think what we're going to want is that buy box around there like that. 4% risk if bought at the very top. Actually a little more because we're going to look at a breakout. Check that weekly chart out. We're making some all-time new highs, so we don't have any concern with some big resistance level in here. Honestly, I probably see this moving up even to $150. So just using $150 as about right there, I guess. You're looking at 23% with less than a 5% risk, and that risk can be tightened up depending on where it's bought. Alrighty. Hey, I want to really reach out and say thank you to everybody, and congratulations to the contest winners this past Friday. Remember, members and trial members, get that app downloaded. It will maybe give you a little insight to what we're thinking, okay? Hey, you guys all have a great evening. Thanks for watching my video here. Appreciate it. Good night.